Hello everybody and welcome. I am the Beta Plan and this is Vampyr. As you notice, I have no blood and a lot of extra XP. That's because actually I quite recorded a few times trying to kill a few people and it did not go my way again. It has been a while since I recorded and I have to get used to the combat system again. Simply, I have some trouble recording or finding time for it right now. I won't get into the details of it, but just saying that I have some issues. And one of the unfortunate things is, when we liberated the guy out of this house over here, well, these guys immediately become hostile. But it's not entirely clear, because I just faded onto this thing, a clear Vampyr thing, but now they don't do anything. But now he doesn't do anything. And sometimes he attacks. I don't understand entirely their triggers.
Let's be on your way home.
Well, actually, you have... Why? You have no authority here, sir. And then up. Then they attack. Just, even that is alone is silly. Just... Now, cue the right guy. No, that's the wrong guy. And when I say cue the right guy is target the right guy. This is the wrong guy. I can't have proper vision on my camera. I want the small guy. I want this guy to be targeted. I queued so many times. You saw me move out and off and it doesn't queue the one I want to queue. So I feel sometimes that isn't working entirely as intended. Which feels really weird. Then you have this issue. They have just a limited area in which they are allowed to work. I can understand it in a sense. You don't want infinite chases. But on the other hand, will you not have them, I don't know, do really weird things? Okay, so this is an attack you have to evade. And he is long winding on that one. Because if he does hit me, right now it's about half my health that he does with that. Plus it's stunning. That is just a very powerful attack. Okay, so you have to have stamina at that point to evade it. No problem in a wide area like this. I mean, there you can evade quite well. Then it's not a problem. This guy, if you do it well, he'll just spend his attack on the wall and you can just kill him without a problem. Also, that is done. What is silly is behind this gate. If I open this gate and these guys attack, I pull my weapon. And then the gate closes. And that's not what I want. Like this, it just auto closes. And that is so annoying because when you've drawn your weapon, I can't bloody freaking unsheath the darn thing in order to reopen it. So, and there it is again. I just got very unlucky. The gate closed on me because the weapon is drawn supposedly. And that's not my intention. Not at all. But what do I do? Because the game just auto does this for me. I don't have the stamina to attack. Because I don't have infinite stamina. This is logical. This is a game mechanic. But it feels so silly that I can't open the gate and get out. And I don't have the stamina to constantly handle 3 people attacking me in a very enclosed space. It's probably a lot easier if you have the shadow thing that does an area of effect damage around people when they don't look at you. But it feels so utterly silly. Ugh. It might be me. It might just be me. But I don't like that. I don't like it if a game just says, this is the area in which you can combat. After that, well, good luck. You're on your own. We're not going to do anything else. We're just going to auto-close the gate. Ignore your entire tactics that you normally employ. Because here, as you can see, I had the guy on the ropes and then the other guy attacks, logically. I mean, they're allies. They want to attack one another. And then you get silliness like that. But and I personally, and that's also because I probably don't like Dark Souls games and stuff like that. I don't like a game in which I have to constantly dodge everything, dodge, wait forever, and just can't do anything bloody else. It just feels so utterly silly. And here you see, if I didn't hit the dodge button in the right direction, you just fade into him. You just fade into him. Because your camera doesn't change its direction. Annoying as hell. Alright, let's kill this guy again. Let's take revenge on the group in the square. And let's be done with it. Here, this is one I don't like to target because it's just easier to walk up to him and kill him like this. Goodbye. And here, let me get out of the freaking gate. Here, there we go. Now, let's do the cheese tactics. These guys don't know how to open doors. They don't know how to open doors. They have programmed it in such a way that that you're stuck in an area and that they can't get out of it. This feels utterly silly in an age that we live in now, where the AIs have become quite adept at things. But nope, these guys don't know how to open doors. And by the way, if I wanted to open a door, I can't, because I have my weapon drawn. And I have not yet seen a moment in which I can actually undo it. I can undo the Q, but here now, I don't get the R key. You're there for a moment, but it's now like a very silly movement. It's just weird as F. Here we go, and now I can dodge. Also, sometimes by swinging I can dodge. There we go. Heal it up. I'm sheathing my weapon. Sheathing this. Trying to open the gate. Can't, because I immediately drop my weapon. That feels to me. I sometimes do see the target from the gate, but if I walk up to it, it is just here. I only can open the gate if it's from really, really far away for some reason. No, here, I try to open it. My character already closes or sheaths his weapon, but then he steps in. And, well, that's my end of my tirade. Now, to enter in here, by the way, because I did manage once time before, it is actually, right now, it doesn't seem very important. I see this corpse, but I can't do anything with it right now. And the only thing I get access to is this little building. Now, this little building might be important. I got here a lot of bullets from this area and from this chest. So it seems like it was some kind of police thing. But I can't enter the street in the back here, which is where I want to go, because that's where our quest is at. So, in the end, this entire area, I can't fade up or anything. Just feels... If there was only a safe house here, I would have gladly done the fight. But now it feels... meh for doing it. And the gate closing tactic is just... I mean, there's no thing here that would push it back. It's not like a fancy mechanic to get that done. Now, let's go to the next fight in which I died. And hopefully I won't die in this episode now again and have to restart everything. And that's over here. This man... I couldn't Q for some reason. I can't target him. I see him clear as day. Here. Still, I hope you can hear it. But I'm pressing Q like a nutcase and he's just not cooperating. And I can only do it once you started walking. So, now we fade away. Oh, that's almost 2 for 1. There we go. But yeah, I Whoa! Somebody has long reach! Alright. Yeah, that guy in the back has like really long reach. I'm trying to fade into this. And there is the major attack that I can't dodge because I'm dodging into the back and I can't see where I'm going. Urgh. I would... No, Q the other then! Q the other! I can't see. Sorry, I gotta go because I can't see my targets. It is completely proper to have small alleyways in London at this time, but please, a little less silliness would be appreciated. And fade back. Here at least I have enough. Oh, nice. That's fine by me. He just did a nice grenade there. That's fine by me. You are down and out. And there we go. Killed. And you were a new type of enemies. That's pretty cool. Well, it has been done. Enemies have been beaten. I need to use all the terrain to my advantage. That might be my fighting style, but it feels limiting at times. And that is such a shame of a game that's otherwise so good. And apparently you have a character that just doesn't know which... Is my Mickey Mouse key bindings, have they reset or something? Because that was just really weird how I attacked that. Thank you. What's over here? I think I'm just breaking into a house now without any purpose or requirement to do so. But don't get me wrong, the game looks lovely. It is very properly set, but combat mechanics that work this way just it's not up my alley. Let's just put it that way. And unfortunately, in some of these games, that's a very big element. But let's forget all the sorrows and pains and focus on the good times, shall we? So let's kill some people. Eee, that is a cool fade. There's a rat. This looks like the alley. I found a hideout location. Man, if I'd known this. Leave. Found that. Opened this. Probably got something, but yeah, there it is. Box of pills. I'm also starting to wonder if I should not equip my item here. I think I'm gonna... Can I upgrade the stun damage? This is sort of shotgun. Didn't I have... Yeah, because you have stun damage. Does the stun damage go up at a certain point? Increase firepower, increase velocity, decrease the reloading time. Increase damage. Yeah, you know what? It is time to go gun. In this game, it's possible to be a vampire wearing a weapon, wearing a gun. I mean, in Vampire the Masquerade as well, but let's make use of that. Offhand weapon. No, sorry. How do I change offhand weapon again? Change by clicking on it. You numbnuts. Let's equip this one. There we go. Ranged, because I wanted to do that as I noticed that we had a little bit of issue. I just want to see where this ends up at. Oh, no, this doesn't even end up in the square. It ends up, the square that I was a little bothered by. It ends up in the area before it. Weird then that we have to fight in that area, but perhaps there's a quest later related to it? God, the freedom of us all, join the royal fleet today. Would you like to know more? Not really, I'm looking through it because I do want to show off these posters because they did do some excellent work trying to get them in and trying to get the feel of the era correctly, which I got myself confused with. So I feel almost a necessity on my part to properly show it off. Oh, hello. Didn't realize you were a skull. Boom. Thank you. Should have paid a little bit more careful attention there. Perhaps I should be a bit more quiet with my steps.
When did you join the guard? 2 days ago. This is my first patrol.
They make it sound like everybody knows of the vampires. First patrol, eh? Oh, there are people there as well. They are everywhere. Roger the Wool. I don't like the name of that.
It's locked all right.
Fire executioner. Oh, great. There are free people down here. Why is this always in free? Don't forget every roof and door. Who is this Wool dude? There we go. Just start the combat. And... oh, why am I doing that? Because he is the one that's resistant to that. Well, you went down. 2 went down pretty easy. But that was a waste of a bullet. Because I fired exactly at the guy that is resistant to that. My mistake. I see you, but all I want is to be able to target you for a moment. That's my moment. That's my cue. There we go. I'm not sure if I want to fight as Roger the Wool. The fact that he's cool this way makes me think he's built like a brick house, which is not exactly what I want to fight right now. What in the world? Large beast. Oh my dear, that's the guy that we fought before and had some serious issues with. This area. By the way, why do you guys not handle that creature then, eh? I'm just gonna slowly back off here. That is not something I want to tangle with just yet. I know I'm going the wrong way for the quest, but wait a second. Did I make my own marker by accident? Yeah, I did. But we haven't entered this area yet. Kind of entering a new area, so let's just check it out. Old road. Alright. Just thank you. Man. Hello, I see you. I also hear a baby crying. That guy is level 16. But if there are only 2 of them, I might be able to do this. I just pressed Q and the camera went that way. I am looking at him, if you don't mind. If you don't mind. Ah, I don't have the stamina. I need to heal. And this is sometimes why I don't like to use Q, because I feel like I have more control of my movement. But alright. These two guys beaten despite higher level. And they have no goodies for me. That's quite insane. Also, everybody's closing their keeps their doors closed while they hear all this killing going on. This feels odd. But then again, I hear something really. Is that again? That's again such a beast. Dang it! Just don't feel like I'm ready to fight them yet because they are resistant to so many attacks that I tend to rely on. Which is probably part of the game, but... well, probably. It is part of the game. Come on. And that should be easy. Q. Him. Thank you. Whoa! What are you?
Stay back, beast.
You are a revered Cain. You are probably a holy man, so it seems. And you are somewhat resistant to... Okay, his attacks are highly damaging to me. As is proper. Just do a few shots into him. That was a bit silly because he is resistant to that, but... Just trying to see... Man, you don't like close combat, do you? Unfortunately, I can't seem to stun him very well. Which I would like to do in order to get some... how do you call it?
This man stunned me with his faith. His crucifix. This is not good news.
No, it is not indeed. We did manage to beat him though, but we did use some bullets for it. He was not resistant to fire damage, but... range damage, but my issue with it is that I can't stun as much anymore. So I need to walk up quietly to people if I want to get some blood from somewhere. And that is not a particularly foresight I enjoy. Because we won't always have the opportunity. Clearly the way that the game is also made, it's not really meant that you always can sneak up on people, which is fine. Don't get me wrong. Just something I'm noticing. Sometimes this beautiful rain coloration on the things just makes me think like there's an enemy over there. Where am I going on the map? I'm going away from my target. You know what? Whitechapel. I think we actually might be really close to the church. If I go down here. Perhaps we might find some shelter there.
Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Oh, here you go. Small flower bouquet with a voucher for a free medical checkup hidden between the flowers. Hey, interesting. Hello.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly. Melia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever.
She can't talk. Okay. Well,
I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it?
okay, so
Very
she's...
well. Goodbye then.
She, find and talk to Darius Petrescu, which we haven't done yet. Can I also look in this plant? Because you're just doing it right in my face. It's not like I cannot not notice this. But it's interesting. I'm glad that I actually went here. I have a little bit of a look at this beautiful building they made. Just only that already, but just having a different area in which I can have a bit of a leeway and then can go back to and have some interesting talks and have some combat around it. Perhaps that's my issue, that I have to get used to it. These points of light where you can go to, as they once called in pen and paper role-playing games. Points where you have a safe haven and then can go on to your next adventure.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me, since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
Yep.
It's a disgrace. People are left to die alone. No one is properly informed of the risks.
These are bad times indeed. So much for the glorious British Empire.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
I'm convinced there is more at work here than a simple epidemic.
Really? To be honest, I could say the same. Some of the sick I saw or heard of. My God, what happened to them?
Might be dangerous to say to him that there might be more, but then again, he will put one and one together, is my feeling. Alright.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
He reminded me, by the way, of for some reason I thought his name was the same as
It's locked.
the driver, but that is... Please don't pick that up as racism, because they're both dark-colored people, but for some reason I thought that was the same, that they both were now Clayton, but I must be wrong. Whitechapel. We apparently know these people, and I didn't know that. Dorothy Crane. Albert Palmer. How do I already know him? That's interesting. Wow, you give a lot of XP, darling Camellia. Holy heck. Which I know I still haven't done much about. This is our personal quest that we can do here that we haven't done anything yet about. But hold on for a moment. Milton Hook's not at all the same name. Why the heck do I then have the feeling I heard of Clayton before? Must be a different game or something, but it is something I noticed. For some reason or noticed something that occurred in my brain, and I'm just being honest here. Oh. Apparently that is locked off. Where can I go? Hello? Nobody saw that, right? I don't think so. There's just no real reason to be up here, it seems. Unless it gives me access to more up? Not that I'm seeing. Oh! I know what it might do. No access to the alleyway, that was locked. I thought for a moment that might be it. You just talk to. Hello, lady.
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what you're selling. But I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick. Though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Well, you are not shy about your profession.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crăciunescu. She came from Romania like me and many others.
You seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed, or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
Great.
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
No, but it wouldn't matter for your income. If that would appeal to you, but...
Clayton Darby claims he will expose the crisis in Whitechapel to all of London. Do you believe him?
I believe Clayton's courage will erode with time, until he finally leaves Whitechapel to start another fight somewhere else.
Why this skepticism?
How can you speak about starvation if you've never been hungry? Or about poverty? Or anything else you have never suffered from?
Are you talking from experience?
I've seen your type come here to get a good fuck in a cheap room or a dark alley before going back to their fancy houses in the West End.
Now you're talking about me. We were talking about the reporter. Thank you very much.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly, but it is not your concern, Doctor.
Do you need any assistance, Miss Popper?
It depends on the price of your medicine.
I will see you later.
Okay, so medical...
Take care of yourself as best you can.
I tried to give her a medical examination, but that apparently leads to a price of whatever the thing is that I'm selling. Oh, hey, I think this was the gate I was looking for before. Yes, it is. That's where the wool guy is at again. It's interesting, though, that I don't see the enemies that were placed here. I do hear the guy talking, Roger the Wool, but... I slipped past his net. Alright, we'll talk to you in a moment. I first see some... I also see houses I can enter. I think this is also going to be part of our next episode.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
Oh, be careful with that tone, Mr. Colossus Joe.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
But you were talking about stepping in the back. That's the reversed side of a person, Mr. Joe. But perhaps you've had a few knocks too many in your head to understand the difference. Just a professional doctoral opinion.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Good to
Goodbye,
know
Mr.
still.
Peterson.
And you then, good sir. And that will be the last one before we end the episode of tonight.
Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
I actually forgot it isn't night. Also not when this video goes up, but because of the atmosphere of the game, I actually said for the session of this night. So, yes, the atmosphere in the game is really good.
How is business around here?
Business? I have no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
Hey, I think he's just standing behind us.
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary recently?
What you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever, madness, something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
Yes.
Have you been hurt?
New investigation.
But that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak anymore, just screaming.
Alright, probably scrolls down again. Here, there is this Joe. He's just standing behind us.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
Well, yeah, there he is. See? And now he is pushing him. This is probably what I wanted to do already before I bumped into him. But, there is our quest. Good to know. I am going to go back just a wee little bit because we still have to talk to that dude. But in the next episode we are going to also continue the main quest line and see what else we can find here around the Whitechapel, this area, and then find ourselves the blackmail in Whitechapel. Quest. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I say I thank you for watching, and remember, Great peril yields great beauty.